If people are walking past your booth without stopping, don't assume the problem is your display, your products, or your prices. Today, I'm sharing the one behavioral shift that flea market vendors are using to double their customer interactions in a single market day. If you're ready to stop waiting and start selling without being a pushy vendor, then this one's for you. You set up your booth, your products look great, you've got good prices, and people just keep on walking by. They glance over, maybe slow down for half a second, and then they're gone. And you're standing there or sitting there thinking, what am I doing wrong? You're not alone in this. This is an experience that almost every flea market vendor who hasn't been shown this one thing does or goes through. And the frustrating part is that it has nothing to do with what you're selling. Does this sound like you? On a typical day, you show up, you set up, and then you wait. You wait for customers to come to you. You wait for someone to pick something up. You wait to be needed or to be chosen. And while you wait, hundreds of potential buyers are walking right past you. Waiting is costing you sales. It's the gap between the vendor who has a slow, unpredictable day and the one who makes $100 before it's even 10 o'clock. In this video, I'm going to show you the one behavioral shift that you can start doing at your very next market that will double the number of customers who stop and engage with you. I'm Kayla, and I help flea market vendors who are serious about turning their booth into consistent income by building the sales systems they need to hit consistent $1,000 weekends, take their business online, and even scale to multiple markets or locations. I don't just sell at markets, I study them. I pay close attention to how vendors succeed, why they struggle, and what actually creates consistent results. That is what I'm going to be sharing here with you today. But before we dive in, if you're not already in my free Facebook group, come join us. It's a community built specifically for flea market vendors who want to sell more and keep more profit. The link is going to be in the description below. And if you're sitting there thinking, I'm done trying to figure this out on my own and I need the inside scoop on how to turn my booth into real consistent income, go book a free booth diagnostic call with me. It's a focused convo where we look at exactly what's happening at your booth and identify what's keeping you from those consistent sales. The link for that is also going to be in the description. So grab a spot and then come right back because what I'm about to share is going to make that call even more valuable. Now, we all want people to stop at our booths. We all want to be able to engage in conversation and feel that energy of a busy day. And ultimately, you want all of that to translate into real money in your pocket by the time the day is over. Most vendors invest in better displays. They add more inventory and they drop their prices to attract more attention. They post on social media the night before, which I will say that I am sometimes guilty of this. And I'm not saying those things are wrong, but they're not solving the underlying problems that may be there. What's actually happening is vendors are setting up and then going passive. They sit in their chair, they scroll their phones, rearrange products that they've already rearranged, and they wait for a customer to approach them. And shoppers can feel that energy. It's almost like an awkward energy. A vendor who is disengaged sends a signal even without saying a word. And the signal usually signals to a potential customer to just keep on walking, just pass right by me. The missing piece isn't your booth, it's your behavior. You've walked into a store before, I'm sure, or even someone else's booth where everything looked great, but nobody acknowledged you. And so you walked right back out. You didn't feel welcomed. Your booth is no different. The moment you become a vendor, you also become a salesperson. And that's something that nobody tells you. So how do we fix that? How do we create the right behavior that will get clients stopping and shopping? Just stop waiting to be approached and start initiating conversation first. And it doesn't have to be in a pushy, salesy way. Do it in a warm, human, I see you kind of way. When someone slows down near your booth or even just glances in your direction, be open to making the first move and speaking first. And it almost sounds too simple, but you'll be surprised how many people don't do this. And here's why it works. Most shoppers at a flea market are in a passive browsing state and they're not usually actively looking for something specific. So your job is to activate them, take them out of that passive state. Something catches their eye or someone who makes them feel welcome enough to stop is going to make a huge difference. When you speak first, you become that activation. This breaks their autopilot and sends out signals that your booth is a place worth pausing at. And there's two key components that allow you to get to the type of engagement that you want from your booth. So number one is initiation. Being the one to start the conversation and not letting someone walk past without being attended to is a key part of what it means to be a booth owner that is successful, because it's not just about your customers coming to you, but you taking the action to bring them to you. Then there's number two, the second component, which is attention. It's great for you to bring them in, but if we want to build the initial interaction with them into an actual sale, we need to give them the attention they need and give them the support they need to guide them to making the best decision for them. What this looks like is asking questions, diving deeper into what it is they're looking for, what they may be even buying for, who they're buying for. The reason so many booth owners neglect to do this is because it can feel awkward. It can feel intimidating or scary to actually approach and talk to people. But when you actually do these things, you start to get to know your customers better. You see your products differently. You're learning more as to why people are actually buying. And then you can think of it as a formula. So when initiation and attention are put together, that equals engagement. And when you have those two things, it not only allows you to serve your customers best, but it also supports them in the buying process. Don't make this more complicated than it has to be. More interactions lead to more conversations lead to more sales lead to more profit, which is ultimately what you want. Picture this. We're going to call this vendor Renee. And Renee sells handmade jewelry. She has a clean display. Her prices are fair. She's doing okay, but her days are all over the place. So some weekends she's able to hit $300 between 2 days. Some she barely breaks 100 after a full day. And she can't figure out what is making the difference between her actually making sales or not being able to hit those $300 days, the $100 days. If you asked her, she'd probably say people just aren't stopping. There's not enough people. And her whole approach has become, if they wanted to come in and look at my stuff, they would. She looks up when someone stops, but she never initiates. Sometimes she's just sitting on her phone and doesn't look up at all. She's waiting to be chosen, waiting to be spoken to. Now picture one change. She commits to speaking to people first. Every time someone comes within a few feet of her booth, she approaches them. She gives them a smile. There's no script. There's no pressure. It's just natural presence, natural conversation. From there, her conversations double. Her sales start to reflect it, and she finishes the day over $500. Her best day yet. Same products, same market, different behavior from Renee. I have seen this play out over and over again. The vendors who engage first are always the ones who end up going home with more money. So here's what we've covered. Vendors who struggle with inconsistent sales are usually in a waiting mode. They're passively hoping customers just come to them. The shift is to flip that dynamic entirely. So when you initiate first, you activate shoppers who would have kept walking. More interactions lead to more conversations lead to more sales lead to more profit. That is the direct path to consistent sales, to consistent $500 to $1,000 weekends. And initiating conversation is just one piece of a way bigger picture. But what you say next, how you handle objections, how you price for profit, how you track what's working, that's what turns a good day into a reliable one. And that's exactly what my booth to business system is built around. The Boot to Business system is specifically for flea market vendors. This is how I take vendors from inconsistent sales to becoming ready to run their booth like a business. We cover turning foot traffic into transactions, turning sales into profit, and turning wow, that was a great weekend into that is just a normal weekend for me. Vendors following this system start seeing consistent results because we're not just patching one leak, we're building a whole foundation that will get you to finally hit $1,000 weekends, to take your business online, to even scale to multiple markets or locations. When your behavior, your pricing, and your systems are all working together, $1,000 weekend stops being a lucky day and it starts being just your new normal. If you're ready to stop leaving money on the table, I want to invite you to book a free call with me. On this call, we'll look at exactly where you are right now, identify the specific gaps that are costing you sales, and map out your next steps. It's free, it's focused, and it is valuable. The link to book that call is going to be in the description down below, so go grab your spot. Until next time, thank you for watching and happy vending.